are live directly from the Sunshine State in Florida. This is your co-host, Claude Frenchy. And we have to go all the way to the Ontario, Toronto to find a co-host, Mr. ENORTAP. And the house.
Hello, Coach Frenchy of the Hockey Nation. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
I almost hurt my arm.
Again.
I'm not out, but just the fact I present you. You're in the house. But I did not hit anybody. That's a good thing about that one over there. Thanks for joining us. It's Thursday, Mr. ENORTAP. It's Thankfully Day. But before we start, we wish a happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. I wear the Frenchie. It's a little bit because my screen behind me, but I'm in green and I have all the kind of stuff like that on the back. So I got this in 2019. And the gray part, I don't know what kind of nationality, green, whatever you are, but we wish you a happy St. Patrick's Day for everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Of course, we have a lot of game under conversation tonight, Mr. ENORTAP. 10 game at out night. Yeah. I don't talk about yesterday.
Good. Keep it that way. It's okay. Sometimes it could go either way.
I knew it. That's my biggest problem. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. But again, congratulations, Mr. Yamo Vertanen, José Duarte, and Ron King with a perfect 2-4-0. Renault, Mr. Rich Mullen, Kelly, Danny, P. Martin, CH, Ice, Andrew, John Grega, Nonard, 3-1. And Coach ENORTAP, Bryce Garrett, Roland, and NL 2-2. Right score, Noner and Jose Duarte. And the fantasy players, Round Kings 20. Again, Jose Duarte, a hat trick today. Congratulations. Richard Mullen at 3 points. The total of the goal, Mr. ENORTAP, it was Andrew Lepage at 25. So Jose Duarte was a one answer to get the perfecto of the Hockey Nation Live show. And when he got a perfecto, we gave him a car. But unfortunately, he got only 2 wheels right now for today. But maybe the next time you're going to they get the full car when you get the 4 game and get the 4 good answer, Mr. ENORTAP. But we have Mr. Yamo Vertanen in the house tonight.
Welcome, Yamo.
And we have the champion, Jose Duarte, is back from the upstate New York. Welcome aboard.
Welcome, Jose.
Now we can take advantage of that, Mr. ENORTAP, because the other brother is not here. The best brother, the amazing brother, the best of the best brother you cannot have in your life. We have it right now, the adorable one, the right one I'm talking about. I'm talking about Mr. Nooner in the house.
Adorable? I don't know about that description, but...
And we have directly from Utah, number 1 fans, the Los Angeles game. Big game tonight for them. Mr. Ron with Kings 20. If you have any questions, Mr. Ron, tell us what's going on. We would like to have maybe some insider about the team, what's happening. Please let us know. That'd be great.
Yeah. Hey, Ron. Welcome. Big game tonight. Big game.
And that's directly the scout from Montreal. Welcome back, Mr. Alexis Dubic. Thanks for joining us today, Mr. The Scout.
Alexi, welcome.
Mr. The Scout, you should go to the Montreal Canadiens game tonight. Over 20 scouts already at the game tonight, Mr. ENORTAP, to looking for the game. No, I'm sorry. It's in Toronto. Over 20 professional scouts out at the Toronto tonight. Again, a Dallas Star. Yeah. So it'll be interesting about that one over there. Mr. Richard Mullen, directly from his dressing room, have maybe a gig tonight. Mr. Comic Stand Up. Mr. Richard Mullen back with us tonight.
Welcome, Richard.
My music is on, I think it's over right now. But I spoke over it, Mr. Yamo. That's the reason about that. And she's back in the house.
You are awesome.
Miss Kelly.
Hello, Kelly. Welcome.
Unfortunately, Miss Kelly, you did not said, what is your problem? And I verified twice before I said, I'm sure she won't tell me that. You have somewhere, somehow, now his rating is over, but you have one mistake. Somewhere, I don't know. I don't have it in front of me. I will give you a little bit later your answer about that one over there. But I will tell you a little bit later. Mr. ENORTAP, we have pas de route échange. Non, pas de route échange pour l'instant. I think I have a 4-2 Minnesota correct, Yamo. You're absolutely right, because I put Jose Duarte over Yamo, so you're absolutely right. I copy back and back. You're absolutely right, Yamo. We miss you, correct. Everybody check me, Mr. ENORTAP. Every time I make one mistake, nobody fall. They fall all my mistakes. They never tell me I'm good at what I'm doing. Just kidding.
Coach, you're good at what you're doing. You're very good.
Blackhawks fan, Mr. ENORTAP, welcome back. But we have a sad news. He said he put his down their 14-year-old dog today. So, Mr. Blackhawks, always difficult to lose an animal or a pet we have for many years. But I always said me, and I've been there for a couple of days, it's going to be harder, Mr. Nick. But you always remember the great time, every time that. And it's sad. It's part of what life is about when you're attached with someone like this dog. And we wish the best speed recovery. And I wish the better days in front of you for the next couple of days. Welcome back. John Gregor and the house tonight. Welcome back, Mr. John Gregor from Boston.
John, welcome. Welcome, John.
Will Vegas sell asset if they lose tonight? Mr. Renault, welcome back. I don't know if there was. Do you feel like Vegas going to do some move?
I think they have to. They have to address some of their issues. I don't know how they'll do it because they're strapped.
The goaltender.
But if especially they're keeping this whole issue on Leonard very quiet, which kind of concerns me for their goaltending situation. So even if it's a solid B type of goalie, they have to go get somebody.
Yep, absolutely right about that one there. Yamo, the first 3 games you did 4-2. The last game I have 5-1, by the way. So I can do that. I think Jose helped me and Kate. Wish the best, Nick, Kate together for sure about that. Il va-tu écouter les offres de Ken? Il n'y en a plus d'offres pour l'instant, Alexis. Montréal ne fait plus aucun échange pour l'instant. I have to do the same, my friend. Dixon, Automotive Group, welcome back directly from somewhere in Ontario.
Welcome, Dixon.
Dan Ogilvy. Ron Wicking said, Quick will celebrate a 700 game at home tonight, and maybe Edler may be back in the lineup. It's funny because, I don't know, Alexander Edler is like, what, 3 months he's out?
Yeah, I think so.
You know, like I never see his name around like crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe Ron can tell us this, confirm. But
they had I think six or seven since the beginning of the year. They've had 6 or 7 defensemen out of the lineup, regulars.
Yep. And Donor said the room is quiet because Danny's not around. So I agree with you about that one over there. Coach, how do they bring Mazen back on down? They don't know. They are coming back the next couple of weeks. He's still recovering. But he will be back before the end of the season. That's the best way to do that. Could be 1 week, 2 weeks. I expect him to be back for sure. Jose about that. Mr. RJ Calabro Sport is in the house.
RJ, welcome.
Back in New Jersey. How's the weather, RJ, in New Jersey? Can you tell me what's going on in New Jersey? Tell us a little bit more, something like weather and everything on that. And did you ever go to Hooters in New Jersey? You never been there? He's right there, street or the 4th Street Avenue. And I think it's Torstal, the street, the name. I know, I've been
How do
there.
you know? How do you know about all the Hooters across USA?
It's because I travel a lot, and it was my favorite place to go. I love the wings over there. So
yes.
that's the reason I've been there a lot of time. It's one thing like that. Mr. Andrew Lepage back with us tonight.
Welcome, Andrew. How's it going?
We welcome Mr. Andrew. Thanks again. We want to thank Mr. Andrew Lepage for an amazing, great performance last night with ENORTAP. You guys, another milestone yesterday, 75 likes and over 1,200 viewers last night, over 65 people in the chat at the same time. So that'd be great. So Dan, by the way, you don't have no excuse. It's not your anniversary right now. It was 2 days ago, so you cannot go nowhere anymore, Dixon, because she cannot say anything about that. Do you think Toronto get to see Chariot first round again? They will see them for sure at some point. Others went out to the business in New Jersey. That's what happening about that one over there. Coach, here it's 65 degrees, and it was nice, Jose. Have a couple of players, Dave is a part of the chat here. He loves the New York Rangers. His son right now is in Niagara Falls for hockey tournament in Buffalo. So he told me about it was nice over there. I bring his date to others. Here we go. Dixon, I was doing all the stuff like that. It's happened about, I'm not going to get there yet, but I would maybe let you know about that. Coach is the Hooters guru. That's a good one. If I can recall it, Mr. ENORTAP.
Yes, sir.
If I can recall it, I could be wrong here, but the first Hooters, I believe it was in Chicago.
I would not know, Coach. I'm sorry.
And it's because when I went there, I met the marketing woman of the Hooters, and we have about 4 or 5 people. I'm talking about 10, 12 years. So I believe she told me that place was the first original one or something like that. Maybe she was coming from Texas. I don't know. I could not. I need to some search, but I believe it was the first one. Coach next is 54. No, said sorry, you guys, but I double checked that it said 4-1 to Tampa Bay about that one over there. We'll go to look about it. Coach, Likkanen s'en va. I don't think so, Alexis. Can you mention today you have no trade for the Montreal Canadiens at that moment, Alexis? Donc, la seule chose que je peux dire pour l'instant, selon le gérant général durant la presse conférence ce matin, Alexis, il a mentionné qu'il ne fait aucun échange pour l'instant à ce moment-ci. Congratulations. I cannot remember what his injury was. I know it was a lower body injury. Run after Edla. Yeah, he'll be fitting that leave Met Chariot in the playoff. He'll have a quick exit. Mr. Johnny Golden, welcome back. Will Devarek score tonight?
You never know. I think he's going to have a little bit of rust. But yeah, you never know. Depending on the line he gets placed with, he's got a shot. But it's good to see him back. That's the key thing.
I definitely agree with you about that one over there. I think we'll be interesting to see how he's going to do that for sure. But we'll see. We'll see what's happening about this. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for what? It's Face Off ENORTAP. Drop that puck. Drop that puck. We hear the people screaming from the back of the room. What pays attention the last 24 hours? I'm sure you have something to let us know what's happening about that one over there. So let's bring Mr. ENORTAP. Current time he's going to drop that puck for us.
Okay, first of all, I have to take credit for my 2 bad picks yesterday that I convinced Coach to change. The first game was the Minnesota and Boston. I just figured that even though Boston was on the back-to-back, I just figured that they would have had enough. Okay. But that Boston Minnesota game was really, it was a rock'em sock'em, heavy hitting, down down to down to the dirtiest element. Like they really played a playoff game there yesterday. Um, and I think Frederick also was challenged and had a fight as well. So they kind of took care of that situation from the first time that they played when that hit on, I think it was Kaprasov, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, the key thing was that Minnesota did manage to win this game. Like we said before, they're in a dogfight in that conference, and so they really need any points that they can get, and getting them against Boston were definitely well earned. The other games, not as much a surprise. Calgary, pretty easily disposed of New Jersey. Tampa Bay disposed of Seattle 4-1. Like I said, no surprises there. They did what they had to do and defeat the teams that they're supposed to. The only other game was the Columbus and Ottawa. A bit disappointed that Ottawa didn't put in a better effort here. I thought that they, especially at home, they'd come out smoking, but yet again, coach was right and I was wrong. So here we are at 2-2.
No comments. By the way, I make a verification, Kelly. For some reason, I have 4-1 Ottawa for you. So I don't know what is coming from, but I check all the stuff. And Kelly, you have 6-2. You have Kelly 4-2 Ottawa. You have 4 something again Ottawa for Minnesota. I think it's a 4-3, then you chance for 4-2. And that's no problem. It was Ottawa, but you could be some Columbus, but I put on the Ottawa side. That's what happening about that. And the first Oilers, Mr. ENORTAP, it was a Clearwater, but you not believe it. I've been there, so
that's close. Chicago, so, Clearwater.
I've been in the Clearwater Oilers, by the way, so I knew it was somewhere.
Absolutely.
Yeah, by the way, I had a nice one on the road on the 75 around the water. But that's another story we can count about that. Yeah, any other game? Did you finish to drop all the puck?
That's it. There were only 4 games last night, Coach.
You finished to drop all the puck right now?
Well, we saw a small part of some trades come through last night. The biggest one, obviously, was the one with Montreal and Florida. If you look at certain teams right now, you look at Colorado's kind of solidified themselves. You look at I think Florida kind of has solidified themselves. It's been very quiet for other teams. Like nothing's happened yet with Minnesota and St. Louis, which I would have suspected. But we'll see. I'm sure a lot of stuff will get done. I suspect even tonight, after Giroux plays his 1,000th game, we could very well hear either late tonight or tomorrow that he's on the move as well. And I think that might set off a string of dominoes as well. But I still think we're going to get a whole bunch of small deals on the Monday.
Which one?
On Monday.
Oh yeah, you're going to get that action. It's just the beginning yesterday.
Yeah.
Are we done about? We want to welcome back Mr. Ben Franklin, and don't forget, guys, to click on the like. What's the matter with you? But welcome back, Nicholas Long and the house. Nicholas, welcome back.
Welcome, Nicholas.
Mr. Richard Molin, he said you need a Hooters sponsorship. I'm waiting, guys. You don't, maybe not, but Mr. ENORTAP, since I start this, I'm over 600,000 viewers.
That's very great.
So yeah, I expect to get the 1 million this year. So my goal is to get a Hooters sponsorship from Thailand when I'll be there in October, and then we can go live for when I'm going to. But I cannot do it because live is 6 o'clock here or 5 o'clock. And over there, it's the morning over there. So I will have to reverse something. But we'll see what we can do over there for sure. Question about, first of all, St. Patrick Day. It's Patrick Arroy, Mr. ENORTAP. Giroux, which team? And the fans or the people in the crowd here right now, in the chat, where do you feel like Giroux is going to be? Colorado, Florida, Minnesota, Rangers? Which team you believe is going to be?
I don't think it'll be the Rangers. I have a sneaky suspicion it's a tough question. I have a sneaky suspicion it might turn out to be Minnesota. I think that of all three teams, that's the team that really needs him the most. But I think also Minnesota might have to address their goaltending. And so I don't know if they'll be able to fit it into their cap space. Maybe even a defenseman, a small minor change there. So that would leave Colorado and Florida. Do they have the money to do it? They're going to have to be very creative. They have the prospects, I think, but
possible about that one there. Mr. Jerry, welcome aboard, Mr. Jerry. Thanks for us. I'm not sure, Jerry, because I don't understand. Maybe another you can understand that, but I'm not sure it's the right question. Would you happen to have the Montreal draft pick for the next two drafts? I'm not sure would you happen, so I don't know. Can you tell us again that question? We'd like to respond. And Nicholas, I have a good comment for you, Mr. ENORTAP. The silence from St. Louis is very surprised me.
Yeah, I mean it's short-lived, Nicholas. I think we will hear from them because they can't enter the playoffs as they are right now. I think they're okay in goal because I think Husso has been very solid, but they're going to have to address, I say, a defenseman and possibly a second or third line forward.
Kelly said the last time they played Hurricane, Monarch got 3 goals, Emassus got 2. The last time they played each other. Kelly said Minnesota. Ronan, welcome aboard. Thanks for joining us. Colorado. Richard Mullen, Colorado. Welcome aboard. Everything is big over there. And welcome back, Mr. Joseph Laham from the New Jersey Devils. Jerry said the Colorado also. Florida, New York Rangers, but who he knows. Alexis Giroux at Boston.
That would be interesting. I mean, they do need help up the middle a little bit. So I don't know. It's all speculation at this point. I mean, we can all venture a guess, but I guess the best offer will win.
Pierre Martin, welcome aboard. Thanks for joining us. Jean-Paul part of 19 did the pass Western deal. Yep. Can you tell me what Montreal next draft pick they have? So the Montreal Canadiens have the first pick of their own team at that moment for 2022. So if they finish last, they get maybe 1, 2, and 3. They finish again, could be 1, 2, or 3 or 4. And he can go all the way like that. They also have the initial draft pick of the... which one? They have a second... Calgary. So they have Calgary for 2022. Depend where Calgary finish. And then in 2023, they have their own picks, plus the Florida Panthers right now. So all depend where is you going to finish. That will be the way, Jerry. So 2 first-round pick for the next 2 NHL draft. How does the score rank to the next
11 or 12 picks for this summer?
Yeah, exactly about that one over there. I have 3-4. I went to Tampa Bay, Calgary, Minnesota, and Toronto. I have a verification, Danny, about that because I knew you would tell me that. For some reason, Danny, you took... I think you took, no, I cannot see anymore. I believe I put everything out here. I tell you what's for, I put your name somewhere else. I know you're 3-1, but I cannot see because I block all the number. One is over about that one over there. But I have 3-1, so maybe you give me a name, and I switch about that one over there. It's not a matter. Nicholas, Jack Rock, and Chariot both would have make sense for St. Louis. Maybe they will go out for Lingholm as a rental, but I'm not sure how they're live all now. I think they are not done at St. Louis. I think they're going to get a left defenseman.
Yeah.
I think that would be the way to get that one over there. Welcome about Mr. Danny T, by the way.
Welcome, Danny.
We have to go right away, but we're going to find a way to start with two players. Who are they? Right away, Mr. ENORTAP.
Oh my God!
The first one is, I cannot tell you, but who is this goaltender?
The old Thrashers. That's a throwback.
Yep. Pierre Martin, welcome aboard. So far, we have nobody. So maybe you go to win by yourself. Nobody was all good call. No problem, Danny. We have a winner. So Yamo named already. Leitonen is the goaltender for the Thrasher. Congratulations about that one over there. The next one is very easy for one plus.
Oh my God!
The next one, beside maybe not for some of you, but what a jersey they have, what a bucket he has. He have the Jean-Claude Tremblay bucket, by the way. But who are they about that one over there? Gary Leitonen, Mr. Yamo. Yeah. Richard Monis, Gilles Melache. About that one over there. Yep. That's the man over there behind you. Henri Richard, right?
Yes.
We're going to see who's going to get the number 25 for the San Jose Sharks. The California Golden Seals.
California Golden Seals, yeah.
And the number 29 in the back.
Oh, that's a tough one. We're going back a long time here. Wow.
Don't forget, everybody, to click on the like. If you don't mind, that'd be awesome. And we're out of time. Nobody gave a name. Mr. ENORTAP, you're the only one.
Oh, my gosh. It looks so familiar.
Yes, he played for their team.
Oh,
Al Macadam.
Yeah.
Yep,
And
Al
who's the guy in the
Macadam.
back?
It was the one over there. So, Jose Duardis, Rob Ramage. I need to put a picture of Rob Ramage one day. Mr. ENORTAP, that'd be awesome. And we are right now 10 games on the schedule tonight. We got the first 8. Don't forget, everybody, put also your fantasy players and also put your total of the 10 game tonight. Who's going to win? Who's going to make its friend tonight? We'll see what happening. We wish you an amazing, great, good luck for tonight. Who's going to beat Jose Duarte, the champion of the night, Mr. ENORTAP?
I know. We'll see. Dallas is going to look to end a 3-game losing streak and sort of get back into the positive vibes that they were in before and get back into this postseason picture tonight when they host Montreal. Montreal is starting Josh Allen. They're welcoming him back, Jake Allen. The 3-game skid that the Stars, the 3 games that they dropped, saw them kind of move out of the wild card spot in the Western Conference and put the team even further behind in that quest for the top 3 in the Central Division. So, to be honest with you, they haven't played poorly in those 3 losses. It's just that in a lot of cases, they've fallen behind, and that was the complete opposite of what was happening before the previous 12 games when they went 8-3-1. In 9 of those games, they held the lead for the majority of the game. So it makes it a lot easier to dictate the play that way. Montreal, they collected, I think it was a 5-3 win over the Stars back in January of 18th, which, by the way, I believe was the last game that Ducharme coached for Montreal. Then he was let go. The Canadiens are now opening a 6-game homestand. Well, they actually opened it against Arizona in that 6-3 loss on Tuesday. And that kept them in last place overall, which, given the kind of season we've had, it's not a bad thing right now. We want to see good, exciting games that they're involved in, the odd win here and there, but we also want to see them maintain that final spot so that they have a greater probability of getting the number one pick. Against the Coyotes, even though they lost 6-3, I mean, we outshot them. I think it was 40-19. And the night before, I think same thing happened. Arizona was outshot by quite a bit, and yet they managed somehow to win that game as well. So that's great. I think Dallas really needs this game, so I'm going to take Dallas to win 3-2. Very close, exciting game. Okay, the Blue Jackets.
Danny took Montreal 4-1.
Oh, interesting. The Blue Jackets are going to try to extend their winning streak as they played a second of a back-to-back games after recording that 4-1 win over Ottawa yesterday. Roslovic scored twice, and Laney and Werenski each had 2 assists. Merzlikins had 30 saves, but I think Korpisalo will be starting tonight on the back-to-back, so that might impact your decision. I'm not sure. The Capitals come in off of an emotional 4-3 shootout win against the Islanders on Tuesday. And I say emotional because we saw Ovechkin score his 767th goal, NHL career goal, finally passing Yager into sole possession of third place on the all-time list. He now just trails, obviously, Gretzky at 894 and Gordie Howe at 801. If he stays healthy, I think within 3 years, he should probably eclipse that record. Special teams really are continue to boost Washington. They've been very good on both ends, the power play and the penalty kill. They've killed off 31 of their past 34 opposing power play opportunities that date back to Valentine's Day. So that's impressive, and those are key things that you want to be working on and making sure that you capitalize as you get closer to the playoffs, of course. Washington is playing the opener of a back-to-back set before visiting Carolina on Friday, and Columbus will finish a 2-game homestand when the Blues come to town on Saturday. For this game, I am going to take Washington because Columbus played last night, and 4-3. And it takes us to the game of the night here. Well, one of them anyways. There's a lot of good games tonight, but Carolina and Toronto, the Leafs look to put aside their defensive woes for a second night in a row. The other night, Calgary, put up 35 saves en route to his first career shutout as a Maple Leaf with that 4-0 victory over Dallas. Matthews is serving his second game and final game of the suspension tonight. He leads the league right now with 45 goals. So, again, they're going to miss his presence there, that's for sure. On the other hand, Carolina will have Anderson in net this time round, unlike the first time. And the teams have split 2 games this season. The Hurricane posted a 4-1 home win back in October, and then the Leafs, as Coach mentioned earlier, skated to a 4-3 overtime victory back in early February in Toronto. Tony DeAngelo, who's missed, I think, 9 or 10 games now, has been out for about 3 weeks with an upper body injury. He's been practicing, but I'm not sure he is going to suit up tonight. I haven't heard anything further than the fact that he practiced yesterday and today. But I think that the shutout was nice for Calgary in that first night. But I think Carolina just has a lot of depth, and they're going to win this one 5-2.
Is it the first time Anderson back in Toronto?
No, the first game for him, yeah, he did. The first game was in Carolina. The second game was in Toronto, but he didn't play that second game.
So the first time he's in the net over there.
In the net, yeah.
By the way, for the goaltender,
I think he was injured, and that's why he didn't.
That's what I think. That's what I was curious about. That.
Yeah, you're right. Because they interviewed him yesterday, and he expressed how happy he was in Toronto and doesn't regret ever having been here. But now he's a full-grown Carolina Hurricane.
By the way, it's not Calgary. He become a wild green, by the way. But that's not a subject.
Nashville, I don't know. We'll look for their 6th win in 7 games tonight when they battle Captain Claude Giroux and the Flyers. The Predators intend to spoil poor Giroux's night tonight. It's his 1,000th career NHL game. Only Bobby Clark on Philadelphia has played more games at 11:44. As we've heard, this means a lot, obviously, to Claude Giroux. We might hear that it might also be his last game in Philadelphia. So all the best to him if he ends up going somewhere. Nashville was actually quite impressive in its last outing, that 4-1 win over Pittsburgh. They really didn't allow in that game. They didn't allow Pittsburgh ever to get going. They seemed to beat them to the puck all the time. They won battles in the corners. And that's your typical Nashville game that they sort of had shied away from for a while. We talked about a number of times how Yossi's now definitely come into the picture in terms of the Norris Trophy and his 3 assists in that game helped propel him to a career high for him of 52, while pushing his point streak also to 7 games. So if you ask me, I know Saros has been great for them, but I think Yossi's really been their MVP, and for a while, not just this year, of course. With the offense, while the offense was clicking, the Predators' defense held off an onslaught of shots. Again, Saros was impressive, 35 saves. They outshot Pittsburgh 36-25. So they dominated that game from start to finish. The Flyers are looking to snap their 3-game losing streak where they're 0-2-1. It will be a very difficult task, I believe. I will take Nashville to win this game 4-2. All right. The Rangers. Well, the Rangers will continue their playoff push for sure by going for a 3rd straight win now. They made a nice little trade the other day with Florida picking up Vetrano. The Rangers, they skated to a 4-1 win between the teams the Islanders and themselves back in November 24th in a game in which really the Islanders were without a whole bunch of players, guys like Anders Lee and Bailey, Johnston, Chara was out, Green was out, Pelech was out, and it was all at that time in the midst of all that COVID-19 protocol that was going around for sure. So I'm not going to put too much stock into that one particular game, but you know what? The Rangers improved to 12-4-3 since that victory, which was part of their 7-game winning streak. Now they reside in second place in the Metro, 6 points behind Carolina with 22 games remaining. And the Rangers are 10-4-1 in their last 15 games, including 7-1-1 at home. The Islanders, well, they were in the midst of an 11-game winless streak when they opened the season. If you recall that, everything started to go downhill from that moment on for them. But after they got through that initial shock, they actually were, respectable. They were 19-14-4, and have, played just above 500 the rest of the way. But they definitely have some issues that they need to address in the offseason as well, and maybe even a player or two here at the trade deadline time. I'm going to take the Rangers at home, but I think the Islanders will give them a good battle. It'll be 3-2 for the Rangers. And a good goaltending a matchup there as well. The Penguins. Well, as I mentioned, they lost 4-1 to Nashville on Tuesday, despite out shooting them 36-25. Pittsburgh, if they're healthy, I think they're strong down the middle. They could possibly do some damage depending on their matchup in the playoffs. They're actually 5-2-1 since February 26th, heading to St. Louis tonight. The Smiths started the game in Nashville, so it looks like Jari's going to be possibly coming back in tonight. So that'll be a definite plus for them. The Blues are 2-3-2 in their last 7 games, and they're coming off of that 4-3 overtime loss to Winnipeg on Sunday. Tonight's contest begins a stretch of 5 straight games for the Blues against Eastern Conference teams, and the Blues are 11-9-3 against the other side of the league. Back in January 5th, the Penguins defeated the Blues 5-3 at home. But I think this time round in St. Louis, the story might be a little bit different, especially with Husso and that. I'm going to take them to win 3-2. Okay. Well, the Sabres, what can we say about them? They're going to try to build off of the momentum from a pair of, big wins when they kick off a 3-game road trip with Edmonton tonight. Buffalo is actually 4-2-0 in their past 6 games following a 3-1 win against Vegas and their former captain, Jack Eichel. Today marks actually 1 year since the Sabres fired Ralph Kruger and named Don Granato as the replacement. Even though the wins have been far and few for Buffalo, we do see that there is a good youthful core there to work with, and Granato's done actually, I think, a decent job with those players. We've seen improvements in definitely guys like Rasmus Dahlin and Tage Thompson, Dylan Cousins. Now that they have Peyton Krebs, that adds to the core. So it looks like they might be on the right track, but it won't be anytime soon. that they come out of this long funk and actually get into a playoff position. The Oilers are coming off of a 7-5 win against Detroit on Tuesday that saw Edmonton jump ahead 3-0 on the first 5 minutes of the game. They led 4-2 going into the third period. Then the Red Wings tied it early in the final period, but pulled even, and then the Oilers just took over from there. Uh, it was good to see that they were getting some supplementary scoring as well. Warren Fogle had a nice goal in that third period that helped them out. And Edmonton now has won 3 in a row after going 2-5-1 in its previous 8. They've got to win this game. This is the kind of 2 points that you cannot afford to give up. I will take them at home to win 5-2.
We want to welcome a couple of people. Dawson Sport is with us. We have Bryce signed up also. Welcome both of you. Thanks to join us. And we appreciate Mr. Jean give us all the update with Yamo. We all really appreciate that. 3 more game.
Yeah.
Oh, Penguin is in the house, by the way.
Who? Sorry?
Penguins.
Nice. Welcome. Well, you know what? Before the Kings can dream of making a run here in the playoffs, I think they need to prove to everybody, but most importantly to themselves, that they can beat San Jose. The Kings will attempt to avoid a 4-game season sweep at the hands of the Sharks tonight. If they don't win this game, I have a sneaky suspicion at the end of the year, they're going to look back and they're going to say, had we only won 1 or possibly 2 games from San Jose, we would have been okay. We would have been in the playoffs, and then who knows what would have happened. As it is right now, they still sit in second place in the Pacific with a bit of a cushion there, whereas San Jose sits in 7th. However, the Sharks have gotten the better of LA in head-to-head play. They breezed by the Kings on January 17th, 6-2, and then won a back-to-back home-and-home series against them as well last week. Now, yeah, LA has had a lot of injuries, especially in the last 2 games. But, this is one area now that I think they have to really focus on trying to get the 2 points here. The Sharks have won 6 out of 8 against the Kings last year, and San Jose in total is 26-11-0 against LA over the past 7 campaigns, including a 5-game series win in the first round of the 2016 Stanley Cup playoffs. It's going to be another tough game. I like the fact that it's in LA, advantage LA there. I think I'll take them to win this one 3-2, but it might be in overtime.
Awesome. Bada Monkey, welcome aboard. If they have Giroux and Sharia, they're going to be very good for the playoff, Mr.
Bud.
Bada Monkey. Number 2,
sure.
Mr. We're going to go that way.
Okay. Well, the Canucks are going to, they will continue their postseason push when they host the struggling Red Wings, losers of 6 straight. The Canucks are 4-1-1 in their past 6 games, with the lone regulation loss coming against Tampa Bay on Sunday. And really, they played a decent game there against Tampa as well. With a little bit of luck, it could have gone the other way. Quinn Hughes got some family bragging rights the other night when the Canucks defeated New Jersey 6-3 on Tuesday, moving Vancouver within 1 point of the second wild card playoff berth in the Western Conference and snapping a 12-game losing streak against the Jersey Devils that dated back to a 2-0 win in 2014. So it was good to get that monkey off their back. The Red Wings, well, they're coming off of that 7-5 loss that I mentioned earlier to the Edmonton Oilers, a game that saw them fall behind 4-1 in the first period alone. And and we know how that ended up. Detroit pulled. I think it was. They started with Thomas Grease in that game, if I'm not mistaken, and then after that 3-0 lead with just over 4 minutes, they pulled their goalie and went with their backup there, Nadalkovic, who will be starting tonight from all that I've read. But I still think Vancouver, they're riding hot, and they're at home, so I'm going to take them to win 4-2.
I don't know anymore. I think it's this. Here we go. Sorry.
5-2. Okay. Well, heading into the season, Thursday night's game, this one here between Florida and Vegas. If you would have asked us way back when, we probably, most of us would have said this could be a preview of the Stanley Cup playoffs or the Stanley Cup finals. Who knows? Well, Florida has definitely maintained that promise, but Vegas is in a very precarious situation right now. Florida leads the East with 88 points. They have a plus 73 in goal differential, which is the tops in the NHL. Vegas, who was expected to be the leaders in the West, well, it's quite a different story. Simply put, the Knights are leaking oil heading into their final 20 games of the regular season. We're going to see what happens with the trade deadline to see if they address some of these leaks and how they're going to manage their salary cap, which is another big obstacle in front of them. But I think right now their biggest problem is in net. We haven't heard much about Leonard in terms of the severity of his injury and how long it'll keep him out. So that's, I think, a big concern for them. The Panthers are 6-0-1 in their past 7 games, and they'll be playing the third contest of a 7-game road trip that began with a 3-2 shootout loss to LA and a 3-2 overtime win at San Jose. So I think the woes will continue for Vegas tonight. I'm going to take Florida, and I think they'll win fairly big, 6-2, which will create a lot of problems for Vegas going into the weekend.
Super chat.
Uh-oh.
Rivers Dawson Sport. Thank you. Here we go. Super chat, Dawson. Very kind of you. We really appreciate about that one over there. So that's what we are. So thank you so much again. I appreciate a lot. I'm getting there, Mr. I have to get the score. That's good. What is your score?
6-2 for Florida.
No, your total score.
Oh, my total? Let's see, 61.
Can we go to those Rivers Dance? Yes. That's what we got, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we are here, and I'm going to start with this one.
What's your total, Coach?
Yep. I'm going to give you that exactly. I'm going with 10 games, 71. No. For some reason, I go with 71.
71. Okay. Okay, and my players for tonight, I'm going with Carolina. And then my defense, I'm going to take Letang and Fox. And my 3 forwards are Aho, Barkov, and Draisaitl.
Got it. We're still behind by 15. It is what it is. Kelly, go with Jason Robinson. Kelly got it. And then Mr. ENORTAP is the end of the show. So you're going to go exactly what we need to do is, of course, at the end of the show, what we do is going on breakaway. And when he's going breakaway, no music tonight, but he's going to try to shoot a puck between the 5 hole. What are you going to pay attention for tonight, or what you're looking for?
Well, the Vegas game is huge. I think that they're in tough against Florida, even though they're at home. But I just seen this getting worse for them before it gets any better. If this continues beyond that and they don't really tackle the issue with the trade deadline, and even that's not going to be a savior. It's just a mentality that they're in a win now mentality, and sometimes thinking that way can get you into a lot of troubles.
I'm sorry. Super Stinger, $5. Jose Duarte. Reverse. Here we go. Thank you so much. Very kind of each one of you, Mr. Jose Duarte. And like you said, here we go. Thank you so much. Appreciate that for everybody about that one over there. I'm sorry to cut you, but we have to go that way, Mr. ENORTAP.
Yeah, absolutely. That presides, yes. Toronto, Carolina should be interesting as well. It's a good measuring stick for Toronto, even though in all fairness, not having Matthews and not having a healthy Campbell in net is a major advantage to Carolina, but we'll see. We'll see if at least the effort's there and how well they how seriously they take this game. Rangers Islanders, I think that'll be another tough, heavy game. The Rangers should win it, but you know what? They're gonna be hit at every corner and at every angle, so they've got to watch that. And then the other teams are, San Jose and LA. Again, how can you minimize the importance of these 2 points for LA if they don't come through with at least 1 out of 4 victories this year against San Jose? They could be lamenting these points at the end of the year.
You're absolutely right about that. Thank you so much. Jose Duarte again. Alexandre, you're absolutely right. Welcome back, Mr. Alexandre. Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes if you don't mind. That would be great. Kelly, you're absolutely right about Anderson. And then, do you believe they will make a video? Welcome back, Mr. Frederick Anderson, tonight, the Toronto Maple Leaf.
I sure hope so. I mean, he gave so much to Toronto, and I think he was, accused falsely of not delivering them to the promised land, and it really wasn't all on him.
Absolutely right about that. We maybe wake up tomorrow, Mr. ENORTAP, and Vegas going to be 11 and the West Conference.
Very much so, yeah.
I would be unbelievable about that one there. Let's conclude another great show, Mr. ENORTAP. We have 33 likes tonight, and we got about 28, 29 people. So it was an amazing, great night for everybody. Thanks for joining us. We're going to shut down quickly because we have to go all the way for the next one. It starts in 5 minutes. So we thank each one of you. We wish good luck. Denis Rodrigue, thanks to join us. Not this one. I apologize about that one over there. And Alexandre Lemeillard, merci d'être ici. Again, Mr. Dawson, Connor Dawson, thank you so much. And Jose Duarte, thank you for the super chat and the super sticker. Finally, Mr. ENORTAP, we say again to you, of course, thank you so much for your great performance tonight. And before we leave, we do what? You are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best.
This way.
And remember, you have greatness inside of you. Mr. ENORTAP, we'll see you the next couple of minutes, maybe a couple hours. Okay. If not, we wish you an amazing, great night. But we want to remind everybody, be well, be healthy. Find a way not only donate your day, but find a way to donate what, Mr. ENORTAP?
your 2022.
And I'm using a great night, everybody. Thank you so much for everybody.
Good night, everyone.
We'll jump right away there for the end of the show.